I've never been to Australia before.
I can't believe it.
No, I've never been.
Were you in New Zealand back in the day, in the
Xena
days?
I was. Back in the Xena and Hercules days, I spent a fair amount of time in
But
New
you
Zealand.
never, 3-hour flight.
I know. I never did. I never did. I wish I had.
Well, welcome to Australia.
Thank you very much.
And
it's great to be here.
We were just saying, it's incredible that it's taken you this long to get
It is. I know. It's amazing. I should have come a long time ago.
And it's such a whirlwind visit. I assume you're off to Japan or
Tonight,
somewhere like that.
Taiwan,
next?
yes.
Taiwan.
Indeed, yes.
The global tour commences.
It does. Launching with Australia.
How long does it take you on for this global rendezvous?
About 3.5 weeks, and then there's a break, and then we do another one. It's a long road.
So a lot of big news today. The Dark Universe was officially confirmed.
Yes.
Which you have the honor of launching officially.
Yes. Yeah.
What sort of pressure on you was there to kind of get that tone right that would set that path for the universe moving forward and everything that comes with it?
Well, there's always pressure of making a movie of this size, but in some ways, I think at least the way that I would look at it, the best you can do for yourself is to try and tune it out and just say, okay, I'm an 8-year-old kid again. I'm sitting in the theater. I've got my popcorn. What do I want to see? And that becomes your compass. That really is the most important thing. My hope is that all the love and effort that went into making the movie from everybody, like the entire cast, the crew, we all loved this movie and loved making it. And hopefully the audience will feel, that we've given them an experience that's worth it.
It's certainly an experience. A roller coaster ride would be a very fair term to describe it. Sometimes quite literally.
Yes.
I'm sure everyone's been talking to you about the scene in the sky.
Sure.
What as a director, did you have a sick bag on Bay? You didn't have to worry about that.
Oh yeah, no, they call it the vomit comet for a reason. Where we shot it, there's no question. Yeah, it was an amazing thing to shoot. We actually, it took 9 months to prep that sequence. We did half of it on a rotisserie stage, which is a rotating set. And then we rebuilt that set on a real plane in zero gravity. And then we did 64 takes, dropping and free fall for 22 seconds. And that's what you see on camera. And the idea was that we wanted to immerse the audience in the moment, that no cuts, no stuntmen, just put the camera in there. And the thing about working in zero gravity is you can prep it, you can plan it, and you can say, I want to try and get from here to there. But the magic is you never know what's going to happen. And so I think the audience will get an experience they haven't had before.
And I'm sure there would have been quite a bit of extra insurance taken out on the film.
Yes, indeed.
Some actual parachutes on duty. One thing that struck me with the film was from the makeup to the sets, it was impossible to tell where the effects started and where they ended. The blur between reality and fiction was beautifully done.
That's the greatest compliment you give. Thank you.
And a lot of that comes down to the makeup team, especially with Sofia's work. I mean, it was incredible. Yeah. How difficult was that to orchestrate as the man behind the lens, and get it right so that you knew, okay, this is going to be, we're going to get enough in camera that it's going to be easy not easy, but it's going to be a straightforward enterprise for the visual effects team.
Well, the idea of bringing The Mummy to modern day required us to say we want this to feel grounded, and I think audiences are so smart, and as amazing as CGI is, you can always kind of tell when a movie is being driven by that. And I can always tell when a filmmaker is taking the approach of saying, I am going to do as much of this practically as possible and then use CG as a tool to augment it. And some of the best CG is the CG you don't even know is in the shot, that there's so much real stuff happening in the shot that it's augmenting that. And, directors like Chris Nolan, who are heroes of mine, they go the extra mile to shoot in locations and to do things in a very difficult way so that you, the audience, can go to the movies and have a very unique experience and feel immersed in a real world. So first and foremost, I wanted to make sure that the movie felt real and that the environments felt real and the backgrounds didn't feel fake and that the action felt real. And I really knew that I needed to protect Sofia's performance in there, which meant I did not want to do motion capture. I did not want to do face replacement or things like that. So it was a very long, complicated process of figuring out, okay, well, how are we going to remove sections of her face while also letting their real performance be there, so it didn't feel like you were looking at a computer giving a performance.
And the same with Russell. I mean, his performance being extraordinary in those sequences with Jekyll and Hyde, without giving too much of the film away. And we'll end on this. Tell me a little bit about how important it was getting Russell's character right, because he is going to be an arc that's going to extend across this universe.
Well, look, I had the great benefit of knowing Russell Crowe was going to be playing the part, which gives you a tremendous amount of confidence, because he's going to do something interesting no matter what. You could hand him the phone book and it'd be interesting. The idea of putting Henry Jekyll in this movie was one that we thought about a lot, because what I didn't want to do was start throwing in other characters from other monster movies in a way that made it feel like this movie was being compromised. I wanted you to have a satisfying mummy story. And when we started opening the doors to Dark Universe, what I realized was that I needed a character who was understood evil, who'd been experimenting with himself, who was a doctor, who could explain to Nick what the duality of good versus evil inside all of us is all about. And the minute you start describing that, you realize, well, that is Henry Jekyll, that he's the perfect foil for him. He's a mirror in many ways to what Nick is going through. And once I had an organic story reason to put him in this story without feeling like it was compromising the mummy, we put him in, and it felt like the right choice.
Well, congratulations on the film. It was a blast.
Thank you.
And
Thank you.
I'm seeing you at the fresh start of your
You are.
adventure.
You're the first. You are the first.
So good luck with all your travels.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Thanks.